Jasmy, a cryptocurrency currently priced at under a penny that's about to be priced at over $46.82. Yes, this is the Jasmy token, and well, we have some massive news that is about to unfold in the next 48 hours. So you need to watch this video, specifically if you're worried about Jasmy going to zero. Because take a look at this. Jasmy has been seeing a massive chart pattern forming over the last couple of hours, and it looks extremely bullish to the upside, almost as if Jasmy's largest all-time high breakout is about to commence, and it likely is. Because finally, after years, Jasmy's getting the clarity it deserves and the adoption and integration that it is well fit for. Take a look at this. Jasmy, of course, is included among one of the 105 crypto assets that have progressed far in compliance with regulation, and that they plan to build an environment that makes it easy for people to buy and invest. Take a look at this. Jasmy considers cutting crypto tax from 55% to 20% for approved tokens. This is Japan, and one of the 105 cryptocurrencies that Japanese financial regulators, the FSA, is considering a plan to classify and cut taxes on is, of course, Jasmy. We are talking about Jasmy being put side by side near Bitcoin and Ethereum. Massive news. Now, this shift would also bring them under the same rules that govern stocks and other investments. And we're talking about right now, imagine the amount of money that is about to flow into crypto, but not just crypto, to the specific cryptocurrencies that are based in Japan that now have the massive tax cut. Because right now, crypto capital gains is massive. We're talking about 55% of taxes are literally taxed. So crypto's taxed. So obviously people don't want to buy into cryptocurrencies, and specifically don't want to buy into any of the tokens. But that is soon about to shift, as the money is going to try and go into these cryptocurrencies that you pay a lot less taxes on. We're going to see massive demand for cryptocurrencies, specifically like Jasmy, because not only are they based in Japan, and are they working with government entities like the government of Japan, and also Panasonic, Sony, Nvidia, all the big Japanese companies, but also we have that clarity now by the government of Japan that shows that Jasmy is not only going to be, have 100% clarity, but also is going to be a massive tax write-off. So if you actually buy Jasmy, you're going to pay less taxes than if you buy any of the other Jasmy coins or non-Japanese coins, which is again a massively big deal. All right, now as we talk about Jasmy hitting potentially $46.82, Jasmy's current price is at about 0.007, so under a penny, down about 3.67% in the last 24 hours. Market cap is also down about 3% at 391 million, with its volume soaring 28.76% at about $33.08 million. But it's not a shocker. Take a look at the rest of the market. Again, Bitcoin's 92,000, Ethereum at 3,000, XRP is 2,000, and we can clearly see in the last 7 days, 24 hours down, but the last 7 days, 15% down, 14% down, 12% down. I mean, Solana's down 21%. So you can clearly see that the entire market is crazily in the red, while actually what's standing quite strong comparatively is Jasmy, which is only down about 3 or 4%. Now the big deal is, why would you sell Jasmy right now? Jasmy, which has potential to hit over $17 by the next 45 days, as Jasmy's own CFO has stated, Hera actually stated that Jasmy will be priced at $17 by the end of 2025, when you can get a golden opportunity to make generational wealth, all while still holding your Jasmy bag. And this is where we talk about another massive project that is about to make millionaires, potentially in as early as the next 12 hours. I mean, there's going to be a massive announcement that is about to release. Take a look at this. Guys, the USA economy is about to boom. Imagine $20 trillion right now injected into the USA economy, and specifically into cryptocurrencies. November 17th, well, it's going to be a huge date for a massive project that is actually, you probably have heard about it on the channel before, but guys, it is known as Real Token. It is backed by a massive institution known as Real that allows you to actually buy real estate in about 2 or 3 countries, but we're talking about 50 plus locations in multiple cities in North America. You can literally buy real estate using that Real Token, and this is what makes it extremely special. 10,000 plus properties, $2 billion plus in value, and 50 plus locations. And this is all being used through the Real Token. Now, obviously, this is a massive deal. It's built on the XRP ledger, But guys, you gotta comprehend that if this thing scales, which it likely will scale very, very soon, but once and if this thing scales, we are going to see a massive, massive boom. We're talking about the supply shock is going to happen instantaneously. Why? Because there's only a 22 million phase 1 supply, 1 billion total max supply, which means that if we talk about the market, really, the massive market, the $654.3 trillion real estate market that is about to be facilitated using RealFi, then you gotta comprehend that if just 1% of that gets into the real token, then the real token is gonna be worth, imagine, it's gonna be worth literally $65,000, which is what a lot of expert analysts are saying. And it's crazy that something like this, 3 cents, could jump up to 65,000. But the reality is everything's a possibility when you have massive demand and not enough supply. And just take a look at this. I mean, the real token went from 1/100th of a penny to now 3 cents, and it happened in about 2 or 3 days. So we're talking about 2 or 3 months. So we're talking about hundreds of thousands of percentage increased in a very short period of time. Now, imagine if this thing is listed on centralized exchanges. Imagine if there's a mass marketing campaign. Imagine if there's anything really at scale. I mean, just in the big picture here, the real, if you get, like I said, if you take a look at the real world asset projects right now that are listed on any of these exchanges, centralized exchanges, all of them are pretty much soaring because they have a market cap of, billions. They become real world assets, hundreds of billions of dollars in market cap once they go to centralized exchanges. Right now, real token is nowhere near that. In fact, they're not listed on not even one centralized exchange, which means it's very complicated. And this is why we're not yet getting that globalization, not yet getting that mass scale adoption. But once it happens, it's going to be too late. You're going to have to get into real token at maybe $1,000, maybe $500, maybe $1,000, and you will have missed out on a golden opportunity. Same way Bitcoin went from $1 to 120,000. Yes, it was hard to get Bitcoin, complicated, but the truth is that if you bought Bitcoin at $1 and went to 120,000, you made millions. If you bought Solana in the pennies and it went to a couple $100, well, you've made millions. If you bought Ethereum at $1 and it skyrocketed to $3,000 or $4,000, the only way for you to generate generational wealth is if you actually go ahead and you take initiative and you do the extra steps and you get into something early. And this is your once in a lifetime opportunity to get into something early, because these opportunities are extremely rare. It's extremely rare to find a real world asset project that is going to solve a multi-trillion-dollar problem, is built on one of the fastest and most efficient and most used ledgers, and on top of this, you're able to see it and get in early at dirt cheap rates at 3 cents. Not only that, but it's actually very, very, very new, because not listed on a single centralized exchange, and I think it's about 3 or 4 months old. So getting it something very, very early, it's solving a real world problem, it's revolutionizing technology, and it's innovative. So again, when you look at something and you see an opportunity like this, they are very rare to come, but you gotta be doing your research. And this is why we say I'm not a financial advisor, it's not financial advice, but you need to do your research, look into this project, read it, do your research, find out information, and then make your own informed decision, because this is where the world is shifting. We're shifting to a digital space where money is being made digitally, and generational wealth is literally being created overnight, instantaneously. It's your job to try and capture and capitulate that generational wealth and put it in your pocket. And sometimes it's by doing the extra step, and obviously by doing the extra step, you're basically creating generational wealth for yourself and potentially for your kids. Alright, so I'm going to be leaving all the information down below in the description, and again, you guys can look in throughout it and into it as you wish. But again, I'll be leaving the links. You can check it out at paperfi.com. Go all the way down, you can find out more about the actual real token use case, and you can click on the buy link and go as you wish. But the concept is do your research, because if you want to hold on to your Jasmy tokens, you need to be able to find another way to create generational, or to create at least some wealth in the process. And the way you do this is you buy low and you sell high, and you generate wealth in the process using that method. And so again, as Jasmy goes ahead and continues this path towards potentially making millionaires by reaching $17, you can make even more money, or potentially at least enough for you to sustain a really lavish lifestyle, to get that nice car, to get that nice house, buy all of that without having to spend a dime of your Jasmy, because you were able to get into a project very, very early. And so this, in my personal opinion, is your golden opportunity. And so with that being said, I'm going to conclude the video here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I'll see you guys next time, and peace.